What's up everybody? It's that time of the month again. Not the time of the month where your girlfriend won't let you stick your wee-wee in her. It's the other time of the month where we have a secret dungeon. This month we have the Water Mummy Secret Dungeon. I love this little animation. Like, not the animation, I love this little graphic that we've got here. It's from June 2nd to June 5th. I know you guys are just gonna be like, oh, fusion food, that's it, done. End of video, Jew Bagel, stop talking. Fine, you don't need to watch the video anyway, because I'm just gonna keep talking, because that's what I do. Anyway, so let's take a look at what he does, and yes, he's for fusion. But let's take a look at what he does. Now, I've been thinking this for the last few secret dungeons. I'm like, I at least want to get a couple of these monsters, because I don't know that they're gonna be, it feels like they're getting us ready for the next fusion monster, because we know that one was announced. The information, I'll give you guys the information on that. But this is already part of a fusion recipe for one of the newer fusion monsters. And I think that one of those newer fusion monsters is going to be part of the next fusion recipe as well. I think it's going to be like 2 of the current fusion monsters and 2 other monsters, 2 new monsters as part of that next light fusion. Or maybe 1 of the current monsters and then 2 new fusion monsters, and then like a third one is like a 3-star light dark monster. I'm not entirely sure about that. It's just I'm making some guesses, some educated guesses based on the fusion that we already have. So I do believe that this guy will most likely be part of the fusion. Could be wrong, but I have a good feeling that this guy is going to be part of the next fusion as well. Even he's already part of a fusion, but I think he's going to be part of the next one as well. And the next one, I know people are asking about this, so I'm going to just say it again, even though it's really not part of this video. The next fusion is going to be a light monster. I don't know when it's coming out. It is not going to be a monster that's already in the game. From what I understand, it's going to be a completely new monster. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, I already pulled that monster. This is like when the panda came out. No one was like, oh, rip, I already have that. It's like the panda was a totally new monster. Veramos was a totally new monster when he came out. So the past 2 fusions were not like, oh, rip, I already got that one. You know, that was my only light Nat 5. No, don't worry, guys. For some of you that already have a light Nat 5, don't worry, you don't have to rip because you got a fusion monster. It's going to be a totally new monster. Alright? From what I understand. And they're doing that on purpose. But I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know what exactly the skills are going to be, etc., etc. That's that. Anyway, let's talk about the Nubia, the Water Mummy. We have first skill dots. We have second skill, it's just that it attacks 2 times and continuous damage. Second skill attacks all enemies, disturbs HP recovery for 2 turns with a 75% chance. Damage increases according to your max HP. And then frozen body passive, every attack has a 35% chance to freeze the enemy for 1 turn. Okay. Which is actually pretty cool. Pretty cool passive. Every attack has a 35% chance to freeze the enemy for 1 turn. We have leader skill, increase the resistance of ally monsters with water attribute by 38%. Resistance with water attribute. Okay, so let's see where we could think about using him. He's got, I took a look at his base stats. His HP when he's 6-starred maxed is 10,710. His base defense is 604. His base speed is his speed is still the same. 97, not the fastest monster in the world. But yeah, he could be good. He could be ruined either violent, or he could be ruined for despair, or he could be ruined, swift, really, not really swift. He's got low base speed anyway. He's not gonna outspeed anything. But I think he could be a fun monster for wherever you need crowd control. Because he's a 3-star monster that is good at crowd control. He's crowd control and disturb HP recovery. With every skill, 35% chance with every. So you could run him on despair. I think despair or violence. Revenge is nice too. He's gonna be potentially, if you have despair revenge, he's gonna be freezing or stunning with the first skill. The reason I say despair is it'll just make him a little bit more reliable with this. But you can go violent too. You can have multiple chances to do stuff. Let's see what his skill ups entail. You know what? Here's the thing. For TOA, I think he's actually not that bad because he's got crowd control. He's got the AOE, basically AOE freeze, right? He's basically like a 3-star version of, if you don't have Tyrant, if you don't have Varad, then he's a 3-star version of crowd control. which is nice. I think he's a little bit better than people are cutting him out to be, because they just say, oh, he's fusion, that's it, we can't use him for anything, but he's actually not that bad. His smother is reusable in 3 turns. Harmful effect rate is 100% chance after that. And then we have touch of corruption, which is going to be 30 more. Okay, so 50% chance. But everything's based on his max HP, right? Max HP, max HP. He's an HP monster. And his stuff scales on max HP. I think he's good for TOA. I wouldn't use him everywhere, though. I mean, he could be. He does dots. He could be. He's crowd control and dots. So you could use him in like giants. You could. There's better stuff though. Could you use him in dragons? There's better stuff. Really not really for dragons. Not really, it's double hit first skill. Not really for Necropolis. How would you ruin him? Maybe speed HP. Probably is what I would do. I think he could actually be used. Like he could be used in TOA because of the crowd control. I think he could actually be used in World Arena too. Strange as it seems, I think he could be used in World Arena. I think he would not be that bad. I would ruin him a little bit differently in World Arena. But he does have at least 604 base defense. And if we look at, let's see some other... This guy's an HP monster. 615. He does scale based on defense though. Let's see. She's got 516 base defense. She's got 461 base defense. He's got 692. So 604 is not bad. It's not bad, but it could be better. But he's a 3-star, so you're really not going to get much better for a 3-star. But I think the resistance, especially if you use like a water heavy team, you could have this basically ghetto Varad with a resistance leader skill. Like for example, if I was going to use Chilling, Theomars, Anavel, Orion, I could bring in him and might actually have... I mean, you got other good monsters too with that. I know, you got other good monsters too. But I think it would be, it's like a ghetto crowd control. Like, ghetto crowd control if you don't have some of the more OP crowd control monsters, of course. You have like a baby version of him. But yeah, I think I would do speed HP for... He's an HP tank that also does crowd control. I think I would do speed HP generally, but maybe I would go speed defense HP. And either violent or despair. Despair, it's more reliable. And revenge. I think revenge might be nice. So those would be the ones that I would do. I considered building him so many times. I was like, man, I want to build him. Man, I want to build him. I think he'll be a fun monster to use for 3-star arena. And I know some people are doing their little contests. They're like, oh, we can only bring 3 stars. This monster might be a fun monster to use for crowd control for 3-star arena. I think he might be pretty fun on this, because you got to hit him a lot of times, right? He's an HP tank. You got to keep hitting. So despair revenge would be a pretty fun thing to do. And then every time he revenges, he potentially stuns or freezes and then does dots. And especially with this resistance leader, it's going to be hard to get him with a defense break. So that's why I think for World Arena, I would do speed defense HP, or speed HP defense, and just get as much tankiness as you possibly can on him while still getting good speed. But I think he could be a fun monster. I really do, and I've considered building him so many times. So many times I've considered building this guy. Nubia, you bitch. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Even if you don't want to, I mean, I can understand that people don't want to build him, whatever. A lot of people just have better stuff, more OP stuff. Not everyone wants to mess around with a lot of free-to-play players. They're like, I don't want to mess, I got another good thing that's like that. I don't need to mess around with the Nubia. I got it. You still farm him for fusion, so no worries anyway. I would still at least get a couple of these. 1, 2, at least make sure you have him for the next fusion. Alright guys, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you as always in the next video.